Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I was going to say the Gundam people.
Did I show this last time? I can't remember. Maybe not. So this is an Australian armoured personnel carrier. So this is an M113A1
Why is it an A1?
MRV. Why is it an A1?
A Merv.
An A1, I think the A1s were the export models.
Oh, there you go.
So during the Vietnam War, the Americans had a whole heap of M113s, and the Australians decided to use them as well.
Yep.
But they decided to modify a few of them. And last time we had the Cadillac Gauge turreted one, which had a smaller turret than this with 2 machine guns. But this one, they thought, we need something bigger. So they got the turrets of a Scorpion from the British, and they slapped them on. I don't know if they told you, you know John Hunter?
Yes.
He actually served in these.
Really?
That's why he wants one. He told me, you got to make sure you don't fire it when it's sideways because the thing will
tip over.
That's right. He said they weren't quite
refined then.
No, because they weren't designed to handle the power of the 75mm gun that was on it. So there was stress and stuff from that. But all in all, it seems to work okay.
Do you know how many warning labels are on military vehicles?
And warning labels are what? That it's dangerous.
Yeah, I found that funny. There's a close friend of Hearns that, may or may not work on military vehicles, and the warning labels that they have on those vehicles, it's like do not lick here, do not sit there, like it's.
Well, definitely no good for you.
No
sitting for you and no licking for you.
You know me, I go tongue first into everything.
There you go. So that's M113.
What else you got?
Oh,
these are new. Show me the minute.
Actually, I've got something that I want to show you here. So I'm not going to cut this open. These are brand new figures from Tamiya 35th scale.
It's funny that they're still doing brand new figures.
They're upping the ante each time because when they were really famous for their figures in the very early days.
Is it because the technology's improved?
It has. So another brand will come out and they'll make really good figures. And they've probably revamped their range like 3-4 times over. And this is the latest style where they're using a lot of 3D scanning technology. So the actual drape of the clothing is much more natural. And they've gone away from the traditional multi-pose system. So multi-pose is quite popular amongst a lot of different brands. The figures are cut off on the arms, the torso, and the head, so you can actually remodel them easily. But they're a bit more specific in the way they're built.
Yep.
So that they actually look more natural in the way that they're designed. So what I'll do is I'll share you this page I've got.
What are you going to share?
If I can find it. Hang on.
These are late World War II. What makes them late World War II?
So their equipment changed. Weaponry and their clothing and equipment.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to show you.
What are you showing?
Here's some work from Calvin Tan.
Yep.
He's a very famous figure painter. And these are his examples of just painting those regular figures. And they look like resin figures.
Yep.
They look really sick. I don't know if I can zoom in further from here. Maybe if I go to the screen, I can do it. Let's see if I can do some zoom.
But I suppose that the art really comes in the painting, no?
Well, that's right. Look at this. That's pretty spectacular for just a figure that's been injection molded.
How many hours would that take to paint, do you think?
I don't know, probably about the same time as it takes for the mushrooms to grow. But you see, I mean, he's an amazing painter. Okay, so you can see the textures with wood on the rifle as well. Bear in mind that rifle is probably, what would it be? Just over a centimetre long. The overall figure is about 50 millimetres tall.
Really?
Yeah, that's it.
So you'd have to do that with your 9 steps mag visor.
Absolutely.
Your Optrix 5, yeah?
I would. You probably need that too.
Yeah, I would.
For sure. You need your tongue hanging out to balance, where you're looking, and a very fine brush. So that's magnificent. So that's quite amazing. Let me see if I can show you another example. So these are images that were taken for a Japanese magazine called Armor Modeling, which is quite famous. And I'll give you an idea of the faces are all different as well, and that's from the actual molding. So he's
well, you wouldn't expect them to be the same face.
No, that's right. But on a lot of early sort of figures, they'll just copy a face. They all look the same. They all look like clones. So there's a dude just walking along in the rubble, carrying his big anti-tank mine, his telemine. There's a guy kneeling over. See all the little dot pattern here, the P camouflage, the Waffen SS. And that's the sort of late weaponry there. That's the MP44. Not an MP44. STG-44.
Gee, do you know your stuff?
You see the shape of it.
I was going to call them leopard print pants, but I was way wrong.
So that's pretty much evolved by being copied and turned into an AK-47. So this design there, and then this guy here. There's hardly any extras been done to these. All that I can see that's been added to these are just the straps on the weapons, which is easy to do. You just cut up bits of
it's easy for you.
Bits of paper and just glue them on. Makes little buckles for them. Amazing, amazing figures. So there you go. So that's that set of figures there.
Yep. And that's in the packet. That's what he's painted.
Yeah. So much cheaper than resin figures. Resin figures will probably be like $50 each. And that whole packet would be less than that. Multiple figures.
Well, not with how popular it's going to be.
No.
We'll have to put the price up.
What else we got? Something else from Tamiya.
It's definitely not a Leopard. That is definitely a tank.
It's a Leopard 2, A6.
A Leopard 2.
So being very topical at the moment.
Very
the
topical.
war in the Ukraine. So
that's a Ukraine camo and spec tank, yeah?
Yeah, so I mean, the Ukrainians have modified this bit now, but this would have been as I took delivery of them from Germany and Poland.
Yep.
So they put on their Ukrainian markings and off they go.
Stick a flag on it.
That's right. And go fighting against the Russians. Nice.